Okay, so turn it down on you a little bit.
I am. I did.
Okay. Test 1, 2. All right. Let's make sure this is running and that we're streaming.
Yes, there you go. Okay.
All right, I guess that's close enough. That's set up there. We'll wait for the streaming here. There we go. I think we got it. Excellent. So that has been paused. This has been moved up. Excellent. All right, that's great. Hey, folks, welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast pre-show. My name's Andy HeadHardHat Smith. I'm here with the wonderful wife, Amy, and we're just kind of, if you've ever been into if you've ever been in the pre-show
we are really close.
We are so close, baby. And we're going to be a lot closer for a long time tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to be...
So let's move this out just a little bit. Not that we don't
please.
love each other completely.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that close to you.
She says lovingly.
Yes.
I just love you, but I don't want you
that close.
That close. That's just not right.
Nobody wants to be that close to us.
Oh, well, yeah, pretty much.
Seriously, really?
Yeah, I know. It's
right.
It's kind of how that is. All right. So, anyways, what we do at the pre-show is exactly what you see. What's going on? We actually.
Does it look like we have new lighting?
No,
I don't think so.
No, same light, same stuff.
Yeah.
Google may be doing something again, which means...
Google has us in new lighting.
Yes.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. Da bear.
We blame everything with Google on Dave.
Dave, yes.
Yeah, it's all Dave's fault.
That's because that's what it is. Yeah. He works for Google. We blame him.
Yes. Yes, we are, Rick.
So what the pre-show does is it goes out and it allows us... It pleases us. It pleases us very much. Holy mackerel. And we and I haven't even started on my coffee yet. And we basically what it is we go through and we make sure everything's set. So in other words, the sound's okay. As a matter of fact, we're going to test that right now. I just want to make sure of one thing on my board before I do that.
Apparently, we're exposed a bit higher.
Are we?
Yes, that's what Taz said.
Okay.
The exposure is higher.
That could be. It's just up a notch is what it normally is, I think.
Apparently.
What it is. So that way you get
being exposed.
more of us, and we did it again, didn't we?
I had mine on first.
No, I beg to differ.
You can beg all you want.
You see, I am in royal purple.
I'm in electric blue.
And she's in electric blue.
So technically I'm wearing blue, you're wearing purple.
Okay, we'll go with that. That'll work. So welcome to the pre-show. Man, we got so much stuff to talk about. But I want to test the sound just to make sure things are going here. It might be a little loud in your mic because we're recording directly into the board. Yeah, that's it. All right, let's take a walk, shall we?
Yes, please.
So yes, this is what we do with the pre-show. We go through, and it gives you a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, and you know, because we got a lot to talk about because yes, a lot happened.
I missed the meeting.
No, you were in the meeting. We'll talk about that later.
Was I?
Yes.
Was I asleep?
No, not this time.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, but no, we ended up doing is this itch in my nose is going to drive me nuts. I'm sorry. I apologize profusely, but it itches. Anyways, professional.
Very.
So we got a lot of stuff we did this weekend. For example.
Oh, my Lord, yes.
We did the fall fling.
Yeah.
For NCGO.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
That was fun.
Met a lot of people. The Michelin Man.
Won Seth.
Yes, you did. We're gonna save it. We could tell, but we're gonna save it for show and tell for the hangout.
Oh, all right.
And that's what we're going to do because we were on – actually, it was my ticket, by the way.
Whatever. I put it in the thing.
But we won it.
Yes.
And it's a really cool geocache.
He called your name, and I went, yes. So it was a team effort.
It was one of the better prizes as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
At the auction.
See?
And so you did very good because she picked all the tickets.
I picked all of them.
I was busy doing things outside with our fellow geocachers, and she's like, "I'm gonna go do the auction. Bye."
No, I said, "Don't you want to come help me pick?" He said, "No, you know me.
Yes.
Pick something I'd like."
And apparently, I like jewelry and certain clothes.
No, there was no jewelry, and I didn't pick any clothes.
Other ladylike things.
No, there was no jewelry, and I didn't pick clothes. I picked coins. And geocaches.
Yes, and we won a geocache, a very cool one. And matter of fact, I think what we originally decided with this is we're actually going to put it in our front yard.
Yes.
So we'll see if that works out or not, and how the neighbors are going to love that.
I think we're going to have permission from the owners.
Yes, we'll have permission from the owners in that one. So yeah, that'll be good. But it was good. We had a great time. We had the Michelin Man out there, which was awesome. Amy found a 5-foot-tall cutout from a tire place.
Yes.
And he lasted, unfortunately, only one day.
Until it rained.
Until it rained, and then he wasn't so good after that.
He can only withstand so much.
He was cardboard.
Yeah.
He was not the real Michelin Man. He was a proxy Michelin Man.
He was.
And so was because after the deluge, he was squishy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was. I had to throw him away. He was very squishy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he was not going to dry out in the same condition of which people were doing selfies with him and the Michelin travel bug.
They kind of were. It was fun.
It was fun. And we had a lot of fun and a lot of pictures.
There was at one point there was 3 people doing a selfie with the Michelin Man.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
it really was.
It was fun.
We had a lot of fun. And we got to do geocaches and dun, 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 Miss Amy got a milestone.
Oh yes, my 100th cache.
She has now gone over her 100th cache.
Yes.
And so that was quite the event there. We had a lot of fun with that. And then we turned right around the next day on Sunday and did what?
Earth cache.
Yes, International Earth Cache Day.
Yes.
So that was a lot of fun. We actually went around.
That one was very cool.
Oh, it was awesome.
That was by far the coolest, one of the coolest caches.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tim.
Basically, we walked. Well, it was. It
was an Earth cache, so it's different.
Yeah,
but
it's the Earth.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's the Earth. You can't beat that.
You can't beat that. Well, basically, what it was this football field size area of molten granite that, of course, over all these millennia.
298 million years.
Yeah, it's sort of solidified since then.
Yeah.
And so, it was pretty cool. We got to walk on this domed-like granite, and running right smack through it was like this stream with rapids and little waterfalls in it, and it was really nice. So
there's a video.
There's a video. We did a vlog, and if you're already a member and subscribed to HeadHardHat's YouTube channel, you already got it. It's already in your subscribe box and probably have already seen it. If you have not, I highly recommend that you do that and subscribe into our YouTube channel. And it's real simple. On the right-hand side of anywhere on geosnippits.com or some of our blogs, you'll see the subscribe button that says for the YouTube channel. You click it and you're done. You're instantly subscribed to our YouTube channel, and every time we do a vlog, every time we do a GeoSnippits video, every time we do a podcast, it goes right into your subscription box. And there's going to be more, because we got literally the second Amy's working on her college stuff, and I'm going to do the post-processing for the show, and I'm trying to make it so that it is done as quickly and as nicely and as professionally as possible.
What's that?
To get everything done tonight.
Oh, yes.
Because we're on the road tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning we take off and we are heading for
Rome,
Georgia.
But it's Rome.
It's Rome. It's where the buffalo roam.
I don't think they have buffalo in Rome.
It's
Georgia.
not. It's not kind of like that. It's the wrong Rome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't think they have buffalo in that Rome either.
We'll have to. I'm not sure.
I don't think they
Roman
do.
buffalo?
No.
Walking around in their Roman, buffalo togas?
No.
Going, toga, toga, toga.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. I digress. So anyways, we are on our way for a 7.5 hour trip, just shooting straight through, so this is going to take 8. 8:30,
9.
12. Because we're going to probably stop for some geocaches on the way, too.
And coffee.
And the coffee will be definitely the first thing that we do with that. But we are heading out, and we'll get more information a little bit about the mega event. And this is actually your first mega event, is it not, Miss Amy?
Yes, it is.
You have not attended a mega before, so this will be a lot of fun.
Unless you count West Virginia
That was not a mega.
It wasn't?
No.
Okay, then yes.
Yes. So this will be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to Amy in her first.
And to answer all the questions, no, we do not have togas.
Yes, everybody keeps asking.
Yeah, there have been 2 questions already. Do we have our togas?
They don't make sheets that big for me. So I'm just saying, unless you want like the hospital robe toga. Ooh, there's a picture. Ooh, that could be scary.
I won't even say what they said in the chat room.
I don't want to know.
About high heels. And you.
Ooh, hey.
No.
They hurt my ankles terribly. I'm just saying. What? So anyways.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, that's in my checkered past or my chess past. I'm not sure. One of my pasts have high heels involved.
Anyway.
So yes, we're going to be heading out there. We're going to have a lot of fun. Now, I have to have somebody in the chat room, and we already got a lot of people in there already.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody in the chat room has to check from where the event is in
Lord.
Rome. How far away is the Alabama border? Because we got to get Alabama too.
Well, if it's close, we can.
Close.
But if not, then
it looks close, but I don't know how close.
Well, it looks close on the map because it's a map.
Yeah, it's just that far. So how far can like 2 inches be?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. It's only an inch.
It's only an inch. How far can it be?
Right.
Yeah. So if somebody could find out for us and put it in the chat room, how far away from the event Alabama is, because if it's like 20 minutes or a half hour, people are going to be shooting over there.
And that's fine. But I'm not driving an hour or 2 hours to go to Alabama just to go to Alabama.
That would not be, but it would be worth considering. Anyways, I don't think it's that far. And the kicker is there's also, because the event for this mega goes on, I think it actually started yesterday. How far? 19 minutes. Thank you, Bible Man Rick.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Thank
We're going.
you, Rick.
We're going for it.
Maybe 25 minutes.
Okay. All right, so
Excuse me.
It's already settled. We're going for Alabama.
Apparently, we're going to Alabama.
Yes.
What is?
I don't know.
What's wrong with you?
It's not. I can mute you if you would like.
You give me Ebola?
Wow. As she sips her coffee. So yes, it's we're going to go for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think that for me, it's my sinuses. Tree mold, thank you. Leaf mold. So before we get going, with this, is the mic guard better than what it was last week?
Much better, thank you.
Now, if you listen to last week's show,
he was very aggravated with me at one point.
I was Jeffafa.
You will notice that he says you were holding up the whole show, and that, my friends,
is a clue.
Is a clue that he is aggravated.
And a lot of people apparently.
And my job is done.
Yes, apparently a lot of people picked up on that. It's like, wow, you were really toasting his cookies, weren't you? And, yeah. Because what she was doing is while she's trying to figure out what to do with the sound guard here over the mics, she's scraping it up and down the microphone. So in our earphones, we're hearing.
It's not that loud.
And I'm thinking this is going to the recording, so this is going to sound really, really good.
It's not that loud.
And the funny part is it didn't carry over. So I'm just saying.
He got aggravated for nothing.
Oh, I was in the middle of a sentence, and all of a sudden, it's like Dr. Evo with the cappuccino machine. I mean, it was terrible.
That is awesome.
It was terrible.
It didn't even go to the recorder. That is hilarious.
But in my earphones, all you hear was this rasp going. What's that? You can't say ooh and not tell us what's going on.
Okay.
Or laugh.
Okay. First, the Ebola thing is hilarious to me. But anyway,
Can we say Chicken Little?
Oh, don't even get me started.
Oh,
that is the crying out loud. People, the sky's not falling. Get your flu shot. That will kill you sooner.
Yes, influenza is going to get you long before Ebola.
Ebola's not going to kill you. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress again. The Batcave Earth Cache is near Huntsville.
Ooh.
I know.
We'll have to check it out.
As bad as I hate things flying at me and creepy, ugly things flying at me,
I'm Batman.
I would so go in a Batcave.
Oh, that would be cool.
I mean, you cannot be a Batman fan
Now,
and not go in a Batcave.
My curiosity would be, are we talking the Adam West Batcave with the giant diamond in the background spinning, or are we talking
No, I'm thinking
more
he's talking
movies?
about like a actual Batcave.
Okay, so it's all right, fine. I just wanted to be around the Batcave.
No.
Actually, what you're going to see tons and tons and tons of?
Bats.
Guano.
What is that?
What do bats do in a cave?
Poop.
There you go. That's guano.
I'll wear boots.
You never watched Ace Ventura?
Well, yeah, but I don't remember bat poop.
Guano. That was the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't remember bat poop.
Anyways, she's had a sheltered life. I'm sorry.
Hey, Ping. Long time no see.
Got to see Ping Voyager when we were at Fall Fling this year. That was awesome.
Yeah,
I love meeting up with him.
He yelled at me.
Did he?
Yeah.
Why?
He took my chair.
We're very personable.
Well, I was coming back from caching,
Uh-huh.
and you were walking up with the bear,
Right.
and all I hear is, Amy! And I'm like, who is that? And I look up, and I said, what? And he said, I took your chair. All right. There's
Wow.
another one. So, yeah, it was funny.
Wow.
Thousands of bats.
Yes.
Awesome.
I just want to see her go, my hair, my hair.
I don't care.
What does that mean? I don't understand why women suddenly scream, my hair, whenever a bat's within 100 miles of them.
Well, if it's 100 miles, I don't know it's around.
Yeah, I know, but if they see one, and it could be flying that way and already passed them, and they're like, my hair! Is it like the female hair suddenly attracts bats?
I don't know.
And they kind of go and suck into you? And
If I see a bat flying around, I just don't want it to fly into me. That's all I don't. That's what I don't want. I don't care about my hair.
Don't wear a white T-shirt. Because for some reason, white or light-colored T-shirts attract bats. So all of a sudden you're walking along and we used to have that happen in Michigan. And so...
You're making this up.
I am not. Light-colored shirts are...
Great. So dark colors attract mosquitoes.
There you go.
White attracts bats.
Well, actually, mosquitoes attract bats, too, because that's what they eat. So either way, you're messed up.
So I can't wear dark or light.
There you go. Wear pink. It'll be great.
Great.
Fuchsia. So yeah, needless to say, this is going to be a long trip tomorrow going there. And Amy is not the best when it comes to travel, because she already.
You've never traveled with me.
We went to West Virginia. That was 6 hours.
Did I not travel well?
It's not necessarily as you're traveling.
Mm-hmm.
It is the before, the during, and then the after that you are not the best when it comes to traveling.
Would you like me to stay home?
No. And my dog also agrees with me.
I can send Emmy.
She actually travels very well. I've gone back and forth with Emily to Michigan many times. She does extremely well, and she can also help find geocaches in places that I don't want to walk in rest
Emily's
areas.
she's good. Thai diet confuses them.
The bat goes up. Ah!
That's brilliant.
That is brilliant. I love it. And it also confuses muggles, because they walk up and go, oh no.
We actually had somebody tell us golly, that half hour went quick.
Yes, it did.
We actually had somebody in a store tell us that he kind of moved out of the way. He said, I figured you guys were together since you were kind of dressed alike.
Amy and Andy.
Like,
Yeah, we're joined at the
Really?
hip.
Oh,
So.
that's awesome. We're both wearing tie-dye, so clearly we're together.
Mm-hmm.
They don't sell any. No, but we're the only two allowed to buy tie-dye, apparently. So.
Or wear it.
Yeah.
At least in North Carolina. So yeah, lots of fun, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to tell you right now, since we're wrapping up the pre-show anyways, if this is our last show because of this trip for one of us, one of us will miss you, the other one won't, and you guys can hedge bets on whoever. Oh, anyways, I'm just saying there's a lot of swamp in Alabama.
I'll push him in. If it's me or him, I'm going to miss him.
Oh, that gator came so close. Oof.
Splash!
Oops, Andy. Oops, Andy tripped. Sorry.
I'll tell Amanda you love her.
Wow. And she'll walk off with a Geocoin collection, so that'll be good. She's like, oh, look how many path tags I have now.
Oh, I got 1,000,000 now. This is awesome. Sucks for the show, but I got all these path tags.
Oh, jeez. Hey, Ping, how's it going? So yeah, it's funny because our kids, you say that to your mom every once in a while too.
What?
Where I think Amanda said that a couple of times. So, Dad, when you go, can I have your Geocoin collection and go that way? Because you've done that with your mom with things.
My mother does that to me. She says, when I die, you can have this. Like, Ma, don't say that.
But that's nice of you. Thank you.
Like,
Wow.
I mean, and then I'll say, well, while we're talking about it, can I have that too? She's like, yeah, you want anything else?
Wow. That's amazing.
I mean, if she's going to bring it up, why not?
She will.
I mean.
So, anyways, the Rome event's going to be a lot of fun. They've got a ton of other events going on around it, so we're going to try to get to some of those as well.
Rick said we could blame him because he asked us to go.
Why blame him? I'm looking forward to this.
Well, if we get in a fight and I push you in.
Oh, okay, yeah, well.
Yeah, I can blame you.
That's called an alibi.
Whatever.
Wow. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We have we've just got a lot of stuff. Hey, Native Texan's in. Hey, how's it going, Native? She is a sweetheart. I love Native Texans. She is one of the, if not the largest, geocaching advocates that I've seen down in the great state of Texas, and then some. She gets into everything. She is the voice for many of the other geocaching listing sites, and she does a lot of things when it comes to a lot of CETO type stuff, and she's just an amazing person, and I love Native Texans. She's great. So yeah, we got about 2 minutes left. I'm trying to think of anything else that we've got, but this event that we're going to.
Oh, I got another path tag.
Did you?
Yes.
Who sent you a new path tag?
I got one at the.
Oh, yes, you got one. Yes, it was awesome. It was very good for you.
Zeke got 2, I think.
Zeke got 2. I got. But actually I got 2 too. So that's. I only got 1. Oh, they're missing. I'm just saying. So, yeah, anybody that gave me a path tag at NCGO Fall Fling, send me another one because I need a spare. Just saying. Wow.
Zeke got 2 because he was 4.
Yes. And he was cute. Cute kids.
He's cute.
Kids get good path tags.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like trick or treating.
Yeah,
he's
fine.
cute. They have a couple of handfuls.
Yeah, he could have as many as you, and I wouldn't care. He could have more than you, and I wouldn't care.
Probably has more than me.
Yeah, probably has more than you.
Yeah, he's quite the collector.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a lot of fun. We met up with the bear, had a good time there, went geocaching with him.
Yep.
And a bunch of other geocachers, and just had a great
Camp
time.
Joy.
At Camp Joy. And it was a nice area, very pretty park.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Out in Greensboro, right? Greensville.
Yes,
I always get they got Goldsboro, Greensville, and
Greenville.
Greenville. In Greensboro, and I just nod and point. That's all I could do. It's like, wow.
Mr. Mitten.
Yes. Where are you from? Michigan. I'm right here. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm from. So good stuff. All right. Well, it is coming up on 8:30, and we are going to end the patron pre-show. You got a lot of good background stuff today from the things that we've had going on over the past week, and we had a lot of geocaching fun. Good time. And, yeah, all right. I think it is just about time as I double-check this last thing here and get stuff ready. And I think, as I turn this on, that the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is about to begin. So make sure you sit back, relax, grab your favorite libation, your favorite snack, put us up on the big screen TV, on your laptop, on your computer, on your tablet, or even on your smartphone. You can get us any way that you like. We love having you here, part of the geocaching community that we have worked so very hard with, and it's all because of you fine folks. And we want to say thank you for that. All right, we're ending the pre-show now. Have a great one. GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is coming up right about, as she slurps her coffee, right about now.
Okay.
The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. I am so full of coffee now I can't stand it. Welcome.
Oh, goody.
Welcome to GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and I am here with the wonderful, the delightful, the delicious, help. She leaves me hanging. The bewildering?
What?
I'm just going to stay with delightful and keep from there because I ran out of D's. And I'm just going to leave the rest there. Anyways, wife Amy, the HeadHardHatress, is here. It is October 16, 2014, and in the next hour or so, we will be bringing you some interesting information and tidbits about the game, the sport, yes, the obsession, known as geocaching. And boy, I'll tell you what, we were just talking a whole lot about this last week, and this has been, I know for a lot of you, a lot of you went out and got your International Earth Cache Day souvenir, if you can. The one thing that I did hear about that was the distance. A lot of times when you clear out your 10, 15 mile radius of geocaches because you've been geocaching for so long, to suddenly say, all right, I need to find an Earth cache, that may not be a very easy thing.
Well, we drove a half an hour to ours.
Yeah, half hour, almost 40 minutes, I think, to that. And to a spot out in the middle of nowhere. And it was really funny because as we're going there, we actually said, and one of the roads was, yes.
Lizard Lick.
Lizard Lick.
Mm-hmm.
There actually is a Lizard Lick, North Carolina.
Yes, there is.
And I think that's the place where Lizard Lick Towing, the television show, is actually from.
Yes.
So we actually drove on Lizard Lick Road.
I'm like, yep, we are officially in nowhere.
And when you went to stop to this place, it's actually part of the North Carolina State Park system.
Yes, and it actually gave coordinates for parking.
Yes, for 2 cars. If that.
Yeah, because you're like on the side of the road.
You literally are. You're on the side of the road, and it's not like it's formal parking.
No,
you're
there's not a parking lot.
You're on the side of the road.
Yeah.
And basically, you have this tree line that goes parallel with the road, and there's like a little notch in between where they got a couple of trees where you can go into and hit on the trail.
And there's a sign that says, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is a state park."
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And we went out there, and it was great because this is, how did they put it? It was the largest area of exposed granite.
Yep.
In North Carolina.
Yes, and you can see it on Google Earth because one of the cachers we met out there showed me on his phone. He pulled up Google Earth, and you can see it. I mean, there's nothing but trees around, and all of a sudden, blam, this wide open space.
Yeah.
With nothing.
Yeah.
But this stuff, and it was.
It was awesome. Gorgeous, though. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, we almost could hear banjos.
But it was gorgeous. You have all this rock, exposed rock, and running right through it was a stream and kind of like a little mini rapids and then waterfalls through it. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
And we actually got to meet up with the two geocachers known as the ILM cachers out of Raleigh, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually made a vlog of it. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't seen it, by all means, go to HeadHardHat's YouTube channel and check it out. And it's a short video, but it's got some really pretty scenery in it, and you kind of get an idea. But you got to be there to really experience.
Yeah,
this.
you really do. I mean, so if you ever come to the Raleigh area or live here, you really, really, really need to check this out because it is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome and beautiful area. And again, another situation where you never would have known unless you actually went for this geocache.
And it literally, you could take your kids there.
Yeah,
and the kids can hike.
Nice.
You know, it's not really technically a hike, but you walk down and you can see it from the top.
Yeah.
You look down and you're going, that's it.
Nothing dangerous. Nothing dangerous to it, but it's gorgeous.
It's wide open.
There were mosses there with multicolors. It was and this time of year being fall really is pretty. So we had a lot of fun with that. We also attended the 9th annual NCGO Fall Fling in Greensboro, and we had, as a special guest there for Until It Rained, we had a 5-foot cutout of the Michelin Man.
Yep.
And it was so cool because
he was cardboard.
He was cardboard, and people were taking selfies with him and the Michelin Man trackable bug that we brought, and just had a good time. A lot of people got to send in their pictures and become part of the contest by discovering the travel bug and then sending in their own pictures. So that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people do that, and we made a lot of people very excited because tonight, our last one, we got one left.
Yep.
That we're giving away, and that goes tonight. So a lot of people there said, so how do we get in on this?
They're sending emails from their phone telling us how great that we are, and you guys are wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
And
it was
just laughing.
So we had a good time. And just a lot of things. The silent auction, we won a very cool geocache. And we're going to actually do a show and tell on the Hangout and show you what we won. It's that cool. And so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Which is going to be on the 26th.
Yeah, why don't you tell them about that? good transition.
See, on the 26th, which is Sunday this time. We didn't change again. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's at Sunday, October 26th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I got some of my...
I'm sorry. So, yeah, that's going to be a really good Halloween-y kind of hangout, I think.
Halloween-y?
Yeah, well, it's kind of cool because you can actually, when you're doing a hangout, you can have digital disguises.
Oh, good. So I don't have to actually, dress up because I don't have a costume.
Well, we may have to because it only works on one person, and with two of us in it, I don't know how that's going to work.
Good. Then I get the digital.
Okay. We'll see how it works. It'll be funny as the mask goes from back and forth between us. That'll be a lot of fun. So anyways, you're sitting there and you go, wow, all the cool stuff that's going on, all the prizes that they give away, all the cool discussion, the pre-show, all these goodies that happen. How do we, as the listeners and viewers out there, get in touch with Amy and Andy when it comes to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast? It's very simple. To watch the live feed and join us in the chat room, you go to www.geosnippets.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have all our social media links on the top of the page for GeoSnippets. Just click on social media links, and you can have access to any of our, literally, Facebook, Google+, Twitter, YouTube, any of those ones for each of us, including the show. And if you want to interact with Amy, going through her Facebook is usually the best. If you want to interact with me, my Google+ is usually the one. And, of course, you absolutely have to get subscribed to our YouTube channel. That way, like, for example, this weekend when we did the vlog, you instantly, when it got published, got a copy of that for you to look at anytime you want. You don't have to go searching for it. Every time we do a podcast, the second tonight's show is done, it gets published, and it goes right into your subscribe box. All you have to do is go on the right-hand side of our screens on any of our sites, and you will see subscribe to YouTube. Click on that, you're instantly in, and you'll automatically get anything that we produce out of HeadHardHat Productions right into your inbox. It's really, really cool. Finally, we have our voicemail line where you can call in your questions, your comments, and suggestions by calling 919-341-9519, or you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. All you have to do is go to geosnippets.com. On the right-hand side of the screen, click on the Send Voicemail tab, and that uses SpeakPipe. And all it does is, if you're using your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, you can click on that and talk to us right through your devices there. If you've got a computer with a microphone, you can do it that way as well. You get up to 3 minutes to tell us anything you want to talk about when it comes to geocaching and the show, your milestones, any of that fun stuff. And then that way, we can put it out on the show and tell other people as well. And the cool thing is, it's all free. And please, by all means, give it a try.
I like free.
Free is good.
Yes. All right. This week from Sharon, Nakona 1.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, thank you. I know I remember.
Yes.
Oops, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I can't read when you do that.
All right. I'm moving this
or
over
that.
here. Okay, go ahead. I'm just getting this ready.
She is doing a Virginia Star for GeoArt. The GC code for it is GC5E5R5, and it's located in Ringgold, Virginia, which is east of Danville, which I know where Danville is.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
About an hour north of Greensboro, which we both know where that is.
Yes, we were just there.
Yes. She also has permission to give out stage 1 coordinates for triskaphobia, which is GC2935M. It's GC2935M.
Okay.
She says it's an awesome 5-5 puzzle cache with 4 stages.
Awesome. Now, this particular star, she was telling us a little bit of information. I believe it has up to 50 geocaches.
Yeah, I think that's what she was saying.
And it's a combination of different types of geocaches.
Yep. Just
to start it off.
Yeah.
Is with this 5-5. Mm-hmm. And you can look it up and see what it looks like. And again, it's GC2935M. Check it out.
That's for the triskaphobia.
Right. That's the first one out of the first stage.
Yep.
Now, keep in mind with this, when you look at the list, things like 100 foot of rope, other devices that you may need to bring along with you. This is not going to be a park and grab, folks. You're going to need to prepare to do this particular puzzle cache. So there's a lot to it, and they have a lot of ambitions, and we will have the links to the VA Star and the geocache that we just talked about. Check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun, and what their goal is eventually to have a star in every state. Mm-hmm. And go that way. Cool. But that's a pretty ambitious thing, and they are working on the Virginia one right now, so you get all the information you need. And again, we want to thank Nakona 1 for telling us about this, and we're very happy to spread the word as well.
Yep, and we'll have the event code and stuff on
the show notes.
On the show notes.
Yep, good stuff. All right, well, it is time. We have our last
Michelin
Man. And this guy is going out, and this is it. This is the last one. We had a lot of people send in for this final one, and what we need to do, Miss Amy, is to go through and have you flip. What's that?
I'm seeing emails that says, Andy, you are a wonderful man. Pretty pleased with sugar on my drawing.
All right, I'll tell you what. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get out here while Amy's getting her magic coin. I am going to get out, if it starts up here. There we go. Scares me when it does that. It's like, alrighty. This is technical difficulties.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to start my...
Are you out of juice?
No, it's plugged in. All right. For some reason, my tablet's not starting, but that's okay. I have a backup of how we do our list anyways. So what I'm going to do is right here, I am going to put a number, and there's a lot of people in this particular drawing. Amy is going to flip her coin, and it's either going to be heads or tails. If it's heads, we're going to count down to the number that I just picked. If it's tails, we'll count up from the list for the number that I just picked. So, Miss Amy, heads or tails?
Heads.
All right, so we have... All right. Right here. No, that's the one.
Not based on the number you picked.
Yeah, it is. These up here don't count. Those are just advertisement stuff.
Oh.
I know which ones to look for. So, here we go.
Okay.
The winner is, for the last travel bug, is Scott Thompson. And I'm going to let Amy type that in. Scott Thompson. Scott, if you would please send us your email or send us your address. Thank you.
Sorry.
Send us your mailing address so we can send out the last Michelin Man out to you again, Scott Thompson. And you are our winner for our very last. I'm kind of sad to see him go.
I want to say that's
Well, I don't know if that's actually the geocaching name or not.
No, that's what I'm saying. I want to say that that's Fire Safe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
I want to say that's him.
All right, so Scott Thompson, I don't want to throw the wrong people thinking the wrong stuff. So Scott Thompson, you are our winner of the last Michelin one, and we will go from there. So congratulations. Good stuff. All righty. Let me put this off to the side, and we will go from there. Good stuff. We'll set this off to here. Excellent stuff. All right. We got that too. We don't have to have you send in your requests anymore. That's the last one. That's all we have.
Yep.
Moving on. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by Cash-Advance.com for all your geocaching needs. Cash-Advance.com, go find it. And also by
CoinsAndPins.com, the best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippits links and use the promo code HeadHardHat for a 10% discount. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter and get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale. We're also very thankful to all of our sponsors, and if you want to see more of their products, be sure to go to our GeoSnippits websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
Absolutely. Moving on. Yee-haw! Yip. Geocaching Guide to Glues and Adhesives. GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, episode 84. You know, this is something that has vexed creative geocachers since probably day one. And
really?
Yes, seriously. Because what happens? You go to make yourself a fancy schmancy geocache, and you put it together, and you spend all these hours putting it together, camouflaging it just right, putting in just the right swag. You put it out into the elements, and 3 months later, it's completely shot. It's completely destroyed. And it's not because of a muggle. It's not because of your family nest of raccoons. It's because you used the wrong glue or adhesive when you put all that stuff together, because you didn't know to have a little more research than, as I told Amy earlier on when we were going to do a meeting, hey, we're going to talk about glues and adhesives. What does she say?
I don't remember.
Oh, we're going to talk about glue, and that was the emphasis of the interest.
That's probably right.
We're going to talk about, glue.
Well, really?
When you have a geocache, I mean, tell me if I'm right, if I'm wrong, folks in the chat room. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, how important it is to use the right glue with the right material so that it lasts as long as it can. Now, you've never actually made a geocache before.
Correct.
So you have not experienced the shock and horror of what happens when you make a geocache and it busts on you rather quickly because you didn't do something right.
No.
It is devastating. I have made many a geocache, and I've learned from many other geocachers of the trials and tribulations of getting the right combination of gluing material to work right. Because once you put it out in the elements, all sorts of things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't use the right ones, it's a mess. And out there that have some favorites, but they'll sit there and they'll still say, and I absolutely guarantee with this, no matter what glue you use, if you put it out on with a geocache, whatever you're doing, your camouflage, putting a container together, anything that deals with that, glue does not last forever. They can say waterproof, they can say water resistant, resistant to the elements, all those type of things. Over time, glue breaks down. And what you want to do is have your geocaching containers last as long as they possibly can. It could be something as simple as taking a 35 millimeter container and then using Velcro and putting on that container. How long do you think that Velcro backing is going to last?
Well, yeah, but that's Velcro.
Okay.
Velcro doesn't last at all.
Well, it doesn't because of use.
Right.
But the glue that sticks to that plastic of a 35 millimeter lasts even less.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times what will happen is you'll put that geocache up someplace and it'll be happy as a clam sitting there for a couple of months, and then all of a sudden your container's missing. It's not because the Velcro gave away. It's because the glue of the backing gave way, and your container's now floating downstream someplace where it went.
Some people agree that glue is important. Other people just blame squirrels.
That is also a factor when it comes to things like that. You have to watch out for, especially with Miss Amy Squirrel.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful. So what we came over tonight.
Ooh.
What's that?
Are we also talking about epoxy?
Yes.
And glue.
Yes. And adhesives. And other type of things. Now, what I did is I went through and I found, yes, through Pinterest. You guys are finding out, aren't you? You know I'm right. That there's just a fountain of information when you go through Pinterest. There was a section that I found, and this is out of the removeandreplace.com, and we will have a link to this in the show notes. Again, removeandreplace.com, and it has the 2014 what is the best adhesive and glue to guide. So it's a glue guide. And it's based off of all these other glues. Now, I'm saving the best one for last because I know what everybody's saying out there. Why are we going through this, Andy? All we need is Gorilla Glue.
Yes.
Is that what they're saying?
Yes.
Guess what? I know why. And we're going to wait till last.
Because Gorilla Glue is awesome.
It is, but not when it comes to geocaching containers.
It is the best.
It is not. It is, and matter of fact, one of the things that I read about with this is that it has the best marketing. It does not have the best glue for the purpose. So I'm just saying.
It's the best.
We'll agree to disagree and go on with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some different combination of minerals.
Stop.
And we're going to do a bunch of combination of materials. And apparently she didn't like the idea when she was taking a drink that nudging her was going to make her happy. I learned.
Really?
So we're going to do a combination of different materials and the different type of glues you want to use for that. So what you want to do is visualize, and I'm going to try to come up with some ideas with this about types of geocaches where these certain circumstances may have, and then the glue that you're going to need. She's trying to tickle me under my arm, but it's not going to work. So let's try, for example, glass to metal. Now, granted, not a lot of geocachers have glass in it. Matter of fact, I would prefer in many cases that you don't use glass. But in the situation that you do want to apply these two particular types of materials together, what this guide recommends from removeandreplace.com is to use what is known as Loctite Improve. And I'm going to go to their site here and talk a little bit about this as we do each one here. Loctite is a ultraviolet light cure adhesive, and it's made for when you want to put metal and glass together. And we're going to have a link for all the items that we're going to talk about tonight in our show notes, so don't worry if you don't get all the things written down. But it is made specifically for using those type of materials whenever you need that. So that's a good one to do. Another one that you want to do is metal to wood. Now this one actually...
Oh, that one would, yeah.
This one you would definitely use with a geocache. And the one that they recommend here is called LePage's Metal Epoxy. And I'm going to bring that up here as well.
Somebody uses Epoxy 3000.
There's different ones out there, obviously, and that's what they're going to use. Now, in this particular case, LePage Epoxy Steel is what this is. And let me, Amy, you can read this better than I can. Can you just do the product description there in the top, please? Right here.
LePage Epoxy Steel is a two-part system consisting of an epoxy resin and hardener, used as an adhesive for repairing, filling, and rebuilding all metal and concrete surfaces.
Awesome. And that's what they recommend. And I think this would,
Weld, yeah,
this would be an awesome thing to use for that particular one.
Is the Loctite red or blue?
Red.
Red. Okay.
Thank you for asking. If you got questions like that, let me know, and we'll let you know as they go through here. Another one is plastic to metal, and I thought this was interesting. This one comes from, and it's called Fast Steel. And if you want to read, you're going to do a lot because it prints a lot of closeness here. Go ahead.
All right, epoxy putty stick is a hand kneadable. Interesting. Fast-setting industrial strength steel reinforced polymer compound for permanent repairs to anything made of steel or other metals. This metal repair epoxy putty comes in handy Tootsie Roll form. Yes, literally. With a curing agent encapsulated in the contrasting color-based material. Yeah, so basically what happens is you, with these type of putties, when you're putting things together, is it comes in literally like a little piece of Play-Doh or silly putty. You mix the chemicals together, it instantly gets hot, and I think you've got about 3 to 5 minutes to do whatever you're going to do with this. What about magnet to plastic?
We can magnet to? Mm-hmm. We'll have to look to see that one.
Magnet to plastic.
We'll have to look that one up because I know people want this because that's where you want to hide your stuff. And those type of things. We'll talk about that in a few minutes and go that way. So what happens with this putty is it's great for filler. So for example, a birdhouse, and you want to fill in all the areas instead of just using a simple type of filler that may not last and go that way. You can use stuff like this, and what it'll do is it'll fill in the cracks and turn rock hard. Mm-hmm. It'll bond to the wood that you have that you're filling into. It's not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. Nothing's going to get in. Nothing's going to chew in and go that one. But it's also great when it comes to plastic to metal and bonding that way. So that's really, really cool. Another one, I don't know where you would get this out of geocaching as much, but leather to metal. And I just like the name of it.
Well, you could probably use it for like decorating and stuff. I say decorating, but camouflaging or whatever.
Yeah, it's basically called the Amazing Goop. And Amy, why don't you get the top part of this part? Up here.
Yeah, they're saying that the putty they've seen doesn't grab onto smooth surfaces very well because it doesn't have like traction or anything.
No, but the more porous that you have, that works a lot better.
Right. Amazing Goop adhesives are here to help you in the home and on the job. They're designed to adhere to virtually any surface with exceptional strength to meet your bonding,
sealing and repairing needs.
Is that what I'm supposed to read?
That's the part.
Because that sounds like an
ad because it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we're actually pulling up the links to these as they go through to here. Another one that we have in here is fabric to rubber. I thought that was kind of interesting. And the name of that is called Barge Adhesives and Thinners.
He's very pretty.
And he's got a big polar bear on the front of that. They don't have a whole lot of the product descriptions on this one. Let's see if they've got real quick here.
Quaboing?
For what now?
Quaboing?
I don't even know what that is.
It's fun to say.
All right, so this one doesn't have that much in it, but what they recommend in this particular one when it comes to fabric to rubber to use Barge, by all means, if you're going to do something like that, check it out, and we'll go from there. Styrofoam to vinyl.
Hot glue.
Hot glue.
Who doesn't know what hot glue is?
Huh?
I said, who doesn't know what hot glue is?
I'll tell you what, there's some.
It's even got Martha Stewart on there. Come on now.
Does it really?
Yeah, Martha Stewart.
It's got a list of different types of glue guns and hot melt glue guns. Now, the only thing that I would wonder with a case like this is really good for regular temperature areas, but I'm thinking if you have an area that's hot, like the desert, or continuously in a hot area.
Or I'd say even really, really cold.
That too, because the glue can become brittle.
Brittle, yes.
That's an interesting point. But that's the one that they recommend for this one as well when it comes to styrofoam to vinyl.
Ping used super glue for a magnet to plastic.
And you know what? That is actually one of the things that...
And I bet you could use that for smooth surfaces to anything.
Yes.
To most things.
Keep in mind, with many super glues that I've tried over the years with that, the life expectancy on that is not as much as you would want.
Yeah.
Especially because I think if the geocache just stayed there and nobody touched it, it would be fine. But what people do is they'll go through and they will take the 35 millimeter container, they drop it, they're holding it in their hand,
staying power,
and it goes that way, and it ends up snapping off after a couple of months. What I have found works better is using a stronger magnet and put it inside the 35 millimeter. Glue it there. It sticks a lot better. It's not as out in the elements as it would if it was on the outside, and it lasts a lot longer that way. So using like an earth magnet, which are teeny tiny super strong magnets, using that and gluing it on the inside of your package will work a whole lot more effective.
Gluing on the inside of the cap.
Yeah. Well, either on the cap or on the inside or the bottom, whatever works best for something like that.
All right. Anyway, go ahead.
So, yeah, good stuff. Let's see. We've got other ones in here like glass to wood and things like that. I'm going to stay that out of the way. Ceramic to rubber. The reason why I say ceramic in this particular case is how many times, I don't think you've seen as many as I have, Amy, is you go out in the middle of the woods and you see a gnome hole. And somebody has done something cute, like put out a little ceramic gnome or a ceramic rabbit or something like that, and they've put the geocache on the inside of that.
I wouldn't paint it ceramic anywhere.
Well, they last a lot better, and that way, out in the middle of the woods, nobody's going to do anything with it.
Right.
And go that way. So one of the ones that they have in here also is what is known as household goop, which, let's see if I can bring this one up. And again, Amazing Goop with adhesives, glues, whatever bonds forever. Amazing Goop has several different types of adhesives that they have out there, depending on what you need. They also have epoxies that do all different things for that. So when you're doing ceramic and rubber and using the rubber type things for camouflage, that would be a good way to go with that one. Let's see. Glass to rubber, we're not going to do too much. Metal to ceramic, that's one that I thought would be really good to that as well. And, of course, that one is the ever-popular JB Weld.
You know what? I got to tell you, the guys at work, that is their favorite saying.
JB Weld?
Yes.
Just because it's cool to say JB Weld, or?
They will JB Weld anything.
Well, they do say any project, any surface, any time.
Yes, and I will tell you that the firemen love it.
Yep.
They're like, let's just JB Weld it. I'm like, oh my God.
Better than duct tape, huh?
Oh, Lord, yeah.
And then finally, we're going to have with this for tonight is the one that I really do like, and I've actually had a lot of success with. And this is for the people that want to do and adhere to plastic to plastic. Now, the reason why plastic to plastic is so hard to get to stick is because there's no pores. There's, it's just flat material. Yeah. And there's nothing for a lot of the glues and the epoxies to adhere to and to hang on to those little nooks and crannies. What I highly recommend is what's known as plastic fuse. And this is what they call future glue.
It looks like Gorilla Glue.
No, it's not Gorilla Glue, but it looks like. It actually looks a lot like super glue when you use it. But it comes in two parts. You put it together, and it's literally made to fuse plastic.
Is this an epoxy?
It works like an epoxy. There's a hardener with it that goes this way, but they don't necessarily call it an epoxy in that sense. Okay. But future glue, it's called plastic fuse, and I've had really, really good success with that if you're putting two pieces of plastic together.
Apparently, JB Weld is the zip tie of adhesives.
There you go. There you go. Now, let's get into the big debate, because I know we already said this earlier.
Oh, and one thing.
Yes.
One of the listeners likes the Insta-Set sprays.
I'm not sure what that is.
And uses those a lot with the caches.
Okay.
So.
Insta-Set?
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Thanks for letting us know. Now, let's start the debate. We said this earlier. Gorilla Glue. And everybody goes,
love Gorilla
it's
Glue.
The most amazing thing. I can't believe it. It just melts everything together and it doesn't go anywhere.
It fixed that chair in the dining room.
It did indeed, and there was a good reason why it worked.
Wood.
Very porous.
Yes.
Now let's go over a little bit about...
I know, it doesn't make plastic stick to each other.
No, it does not.
I know that. There's a good reason.
And let's go into that.
It's not porous, and it's all slicky and
stuff. It's slicky, all right. So let's go over, what does Gorilla Glue stick to? Basically, Gorilla Glue...
And my skin.
Please, Lord, let me have the strength to go through the rest of this podcast. Thank you. All right. What does Gorilla Glue...
I've been good this whole time.
You have. What does it stick to? And I'm thinking two lips in about 2 seconds.
My skin?
Your skin, yes. Almost everything. Now, the good thing about Gorilla Glue is that it's water activated. Even though it's water resistant, it is water activated when you go to put it together. So, in other words, you have two pieces of wood, like I had a broken chair with a seat split right down the center of it. You take some water, you wet down the areas that you want to apply Gorilla Glue, you apply the Gorilla Glue, and you clamp it together. And the reason why the water goes is it kicks off the glue, and then it starts doing what it needs to do, and it knows to expand and adhere to things. So it literally foams up.
Yes.
Is what Gorilla Glue does. It expands and foams. That's why the clamping is so important, because as the two pieces are clamped together and the Gorilla Glue foams up, it forces itself into all the pores of the wood and then hardens that way. That's what makes it so strong, is because it's blended into the wood on both sides. It turns rock hard, and then it stays that way. That's why Gorilla Glue works great with anything porous. So that's what it does. What will Gorilla Glue not stick to?
Plastic.
It will not stick to polyurethane or polypropylene. And the reasons is because those subproducts are actually what Gorilla Glue is made of. So polyurethane is a tough, light, flexible synthetic resin that chiefly is used for plastic bags, food containers, and other packaging. That's what it's made of. All right. Polypropylene is a thermoplastic polymer used in a wide variety of applications, including packaging and labeling, textile, stationery, plastic parts, and reusable containers.
Stationery?
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
I'm sure you could Gorilla Glue an envelope shut.
Yeah, I know, but those aren't actually, they're used with making that. That chemical is used to make them.
Oh.
So the idea is because Gorilla Glue is made of these two components, it doesn't play well with gluing those components together. So when you have, like they said, plastic containers, reusable containers, those type of things, that's what Gorilla Glue does not work well with. So that's why with a lot of geocachers, they'll say, oh, I'll just use Gorilla Glue. It'll work great. It'll hold fine with this magnet.
Gorilla Glue does everything.
It does. That's what their marketers say. So you say, I'll take that magnet and I'll Gorilla Glue it to that 35 millimeter.
I am a marketer's dream.
You are a Gorilla Gluer. You are.
I am.
And you know what happens after a little bit?
I look like this.
Your fingers are stuck together.
Yes.
And the magnet pops off. There you go. So that is the big information about Gorilla Glue. What you can use it on, anything porous. Anything with deep pores in it, it will just clamp together,
they were talking about nooks and
in.
crannies in the chat room.
Yes.
And then somebody said, I want English muffins.
The first thing that popped in my head was English muffins.
They're like, great, now I'm hungry.
Now I'm hungry. Hurry up, Andy. We got to do this. All right. We want English muffins. So that's your glues for tonight, folks. That was really cool. A lot of stuff. All the links to all these products are in.
I mean, who knew?
Yeah, and it's just amazing from one material to the next and the different ones that work.
I knew
best.
Gorilla Glue and JB Weld.
Right, and for a lot of people, it's just that they will go through and they'll use their number one, number two choice, and when it fails, it's like, well, what do I do now?
Well, and hot glue too, but
yeah.
that really,
But this gives you a whole range of different things that you can look into and experiment and see what that. And I don't care what you use, if you're putting it out into the elements, it's going to last X amount of time, and that's it. You're going to have to redo it. That's just how it is. All right, good stuff. Lots of information. Let's move on.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
Yes, we do. Without your help, we'd be really, really lost, and we wouldn't be able to do this wonderful podcast without you. And that means for the sponsors and for our patrons, because our patrons are what helps keep us going as well. And if you haven't become a patron, why not? We have a huge audience when it comes to people that watch and listen to our show. And we have, and I'll be honest with you, a very small percentage of patrons. And we would like to see that small percentage turn into a larger percentage, because what happens? You get to actually help our shows and literally help keep the lights on. You get the satisfaction of knowing that you are a contributor to all the geocaching greatness that we do each and every week, and you reap the rewards of which are bestowed upon you by becoming a patron, and depending on how much you get, the better reward you get. Bestowed. At least I'm not saying plethora. Anyways, so we go through. That was the $6 word.
Myriad.
Weeks of myriad. Now, I am not going to say this because I'm going to tell you anyway. Shh, it's a secret. But there is a very, very good possibility that we may be upgrading another reward. I'm not kidding. And it's going to...
I missed the meeting, so
that's what happens.
I know.
We are in talks right now with one of our sponsors.
Now they want to know where the Star Wars poster is.
It's actually over here.
He took it down.
I put it over because I wanted to have our little contest for people to recognize the trackable license plate for a while. It may go back.
Somebody said, hold up, where's the Star Wars poster?
But we digress. Here we had this great thing to talk.
Funny. I'm sorry.
And squirrel.
Dude, really? Have you met me?
So, what is in the works with one of our sponsors? More details will come as they become available. We may be looking into upgrading to another reward, to a geocoin or a specialized tag for GeoSnippits Reboot. Now, it's really in the preliminary stages. We're just starting to talk about this, but it's in the works. So just another reward for the patrons to get into our program. So this is going to be really cool. I'm getting very excited about this because I've always wanted to have a personalized geocoin for the show.
Would the tag be trackable?
Yes. And the geocoin would be trackable as well.
Oh, I assume that.
Yeah. So good stuff. We're in the works. So what you need to do is go to www.patreon.com/HeadHardHat and check out all the information about becoming a patron. Once you're a patron, you're always a patron. And when we have special contests, things like that, you're automatically given that little bit of advantage where you might get that extra chance. Instead of one shot, you might get two, or you might be in a patron-only contest. Mm-hmm. And all you have to do is do one contribution to get into that. Mm-hmm. And the more you put into the rewards, they're nested. So in other words, if you get into the path tag one, which we just had the path tags designed, that's actually going out to be approved right now, you also get into our Hangouts. You also get into our pre-show podcast, and you have in contests. So they're nested. The higher you go up, the more rewards you get when you do this. By all means, go to any of our websites, including GeoSnippits. Click on the patron link and find out all the information on how you can become a supporter for our show and get into all these patron goodies, because it's only going to get better. Good stuff. Thank you all for the people that already have. And again, we're looking forward to that hangout coming out. So if you're wanting to join into that hangout on the 26th, become a patron. We'll add you into the fun. All right. Good stuff. Let's move on. All right. It is time for the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cash Stash. Let me explain what that is. We have some of the best companies in the geocaching world out there, and they want you fine folks, you listeners, you watchers, you supporters of the show, they want you to know about the products that they provide. And so what they do is they donate some of those products to us, which we turn around and turn them into prizes and give them each week to you. And for last week, for episode 83, Amy, why don't you go over what the prize was and then the question?
The prize was the Go Cache Geocaching card game by Tortoise and Hare Creations.
Yes, this is a one-of-a-kind that we have. In other words, this is the only one that we have. We're giving it away. We have one deck that we're going to do for our own review. This one has not been opened, and it is a Go Cache game. Card game. Mm-hmm. Very cool. We're excited to play it. We're going to probably play it while we're in Rome, Georgia. So, well, maybe not. We might be geocaching. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
Well, we'll have to see. But we are going to do a review on the game. You're going to get a pack before everybody else, because we're giving it away as a prize tonight. Amy, what was the question?
The question was, when a geocacher uses a GPSR, input start coordinates, a bearing in degrees, and a unit of distance, what is that called? And the answer is projecting a waypoint.
Projecting a waypoint. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring this back up, if I may. And Amy, if you would be so kind as to type in 83. Thank you. And hit enter. Excellent. All right, so we have a list here of all the people that had sent in the correct answers for episode 83. And we're going to do this just like we did the Michelin Man. I'm going to put in to our...
Oh, it's working now.
Yes. So I am going to put in here...
Sort of.
As I get out of this. I just have to get out of it. Thank you. It's like, wow. There we go. All right, I'm going to put in the number 1, and then I'm going to put in the total number of correct answers, and I'm going to hit the random number. All right. Now, say for, like I said before, if it was 4, we'd count from the
it's
top.
It's not 4.
It's not 4. If it was tails, we'd count from the bottom up. Amy, which way are we going?
Top.
Top. All right. So, the winner for Go Cache is, and I'm going to mark this here. Let's make sure we got it right. Dave South. Dave, who is also known as a good friend of mine as Dudley Grunt. Dave, you won that GoCache pack. Congratulations. And Miss Amy needs to put this in here. Dave, fantastic. Awesome stuff. Dudley Grunt, you are the winner of the GoCache deck of cards, and we will get that out. But Dave, do me a favor, send me your address to gsreboot@gmail.com, and we will get those out to you as quick as we possibly can. That's awesome, because Dave was so kind to tell me. Dave was
story time.
Yeah, and he's a good friend. Dudley Grunt has been around forever, and he was actually telling me last week about GoCache. So
really?
Yeah, he said, by the way, would you mind talking? Because yeah, so I thought it was great. You won the deck of cards, Dave. Congratulations. So that's awesome. All right, so you're saying, hey, wait a minute. How do I get in on this? How do we win these cool prizes? Well, it's really simple. For you to be eligible to win a prize from the Cache Stash, all you have to do is send in your correct answers. Now, for the next show, for episode 84, it needs to be in on Wednesday, October 22nd, 2014, and you email it to GSReboot, that's GSREBOOT @gmail.com, and in the subject line put question 1, Q1, episode 84. That way you don't get confused with any of the other weeks that we go with this. Again, subject Q1, episode 84. All correct answers will be put in a drawing. Some weeks for the people in the live chat room, in the live viewing room, we have a second prize. As promised, like tonight. That's right, we've got a bunch of people in the chat room. I wonder why, because I kind of put out a little hint that we are giving away a fantastic prize this week for our live audience. Very excited about it. But we're going to go over the question for this week before we give away to the live audience. So, Amy, why don't we tell the fine folks about what the prize is for question episode 84?
Okay. From CoinsAndPins.com, it is 2 trackable tags, a black cat and a satellite.
Yep, we've got these fantastic trackable tags. They have they're literally trackable on geocaching.com. One is of satellite, one is of a black kitty, and we also have a pin. Thank you, Amy. Where it's a
FDF pin.
plus an FDF pin. We're giving all 3 of these items, and we want to thank CoinsAndPins.com for donating that for the Cache Stash. So what question do they have to answer this week?
We will be, Amy and Andy, will be attending the Going Caching Mega Event this weekend. In what city and state?
Okay, one more time.
We're going to be attending the Going Caching Mega Event this weekend. In what city and state?
Now, there's a bunch of Roman numbers here, because the actual correct thing is the Going Caching MMXIV Mega Event. Do you happen to know what that is?
Did I read it?
Is that why we skipped over it twice?
Yes.
I'll give you a hint.
Duh.
2 M's is 2000. X is 10.
Yes, I got X.
Okay. And IV
Why didn't you just write 2014?
Because I wanted to see if you knew it or not. You're a very intelligent person. I thought you would get it.
No.
I was lost. I had to look it up. So that's all part of the fun. I digress. So, yes, what city and state are we going to starting tomorrow morning? It may just be me, but we'll see.
It may just be me.
Ooh, answer next week to get yourself those very cool tags and pin from CoinsAndPins.com. Let's go on. So everybody's waiting with bated breath to give away. Well, don't eat worms. I'm just saying it's bad. They're waiting.
Bait breath.
Not bait. Baited. Baited breath, not bait breath. Wow. It's getting late. All right. Another fantastic prize from CoinsAndPins.com. I went into the way deep into the Cache Stash vault, and I came up with this gem. And there's still some more gems in there. I didn't realize. This is extremely cool. I'm keeping it in the original packaging. And if you're looking at the video, This is so cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I want that.
No, sorry, this is a prize. This is a Mayan Geocoin, and it's pretty good size. And it's in 4 pieces that connect together.
You know, my birthday's coming up. Oh, Christmas is before my birthday.
I was going to say. So this is a very good prize. We are going to give this away live tonight, right now. And we'll explain you how to do it. But this is a Mayan Geocoin in 4 pieces, almost like a puzzle, from CoinsAndPins.com. We want to thank them for that fantastic donation. So how are we going to do this? It's very, very simple. What we're going to do is an email race, which is awesome. So what you need to do, and I'm going to make sure my tablet is set up here so that we get everything set up. So what you need to do while I'm doing this is set up an email in your favorite emailer, and you're going to want to put going to GeoSreboot, GeoSreboot @gmail.com. That's who you're sending it to. In the subject line, you're going to want to put email race 84. Email race 84. Now, don't send it yet, and there's a reason. GeoSreboot @gmail.com, email race 84. Now, I'm going to clear what I have set up here and make sure that it all set up. And get ready to do this, because once I tell you what to put in the body, you immediately send it. So you ready? In the body, put Geocaching Rocks and send it. Geocaching Rocks, send it. Now, Amy, we're going to move on, and then we'll announce the winner right after we start wrapping up the show. Here we go. Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed the show and that you learned so much about glues and adhesives and why you want to use Gorilla Glue and when you don't, all that good stuff. Let us know what you think about tonight's episode, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you'd like to see more on the show, and let us know. Also, we encourage you to please consider becoming a patron so that you can help support the show and keep us going, and become a contributing factor and be part of the show even that much more. Tell other geocachers about our show, especially newer geocachers. We tend to be much more of a tutorial show, but we give you all that goodness from all the other type of shows as well. But we love getting into the tutorial stuff to help newer geocachers understand this wonderful activity we have and get all the information from all the experienced ones and share that along as well. Let's see. Amy, why don't you go ahead and close this part out? And as she sneezes away.
Sorry. I want to thank our sponsors, cash-advance.com and coinsandpins.com. I want to thank Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and thanks to everyone watching in the chat room. Please keep those comments coming in, and we'll see y'all next time.
All right. I want to say a special thanks to wife Amy. See you next week on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another sneeze-filled episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Next week is our first official Geocacher Spotlight, and we are going to feature Memphis Mafia. We are really, really excited about that. And also on October 30th, we're going to go over the checklist. I doubt we're going to get all of them. We're going to get a good chunk of them. 100 things that geocachers must do sooner or later. Should be a really interesting discussion with that. So, all right, do you think we got any people in?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got.
I'm trying to get Ping married off.
Wow. Oh, are you really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, give me a second, folks. I got to get this totaled up here. Okay. I have a number in my head.
Really? That's all you got?
That's... Yes. And they're like, hey, will you tell us what the winner is, please, before you start picking
Payback's bad, isn't it?
I'll tell you what. Flip your coin. Heads or tails? That's 3 times and 3 catches. You're doing good. Heads. All right.
Again.
All right. Our winner is... Let me pull this up. Okay, no, I'm sorry. That was the advertisement. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Okay, the winner of that coin is Victoria Davis. Victoria Davis.
Wait a minute.
What's that?
I know that name.
I do too. Goes by Espirit de Moy.
Yes.
We met her
Yes,
at the...
she's EDM. She's Ping's best friend.
Yes. Victoria, you are the winner of that fantastic Mayan Geocoin from CoinsAndPins.com.
And since I can't spell it,
just put Victoria Davis. We'll know who it is.
I'm going to put EDM.
So by all means, send us your email address. We want to thank everybody that contributed into tonight's drawing. That was fantastic. Hey, we do this at least once a month for the live audience and only for you guys. We may do it again in October. We do it at least once a month. You never know when we're going to do that because it's a lot of fun, and we love giving away all sorts of good stuff, because especially when it starts coming towards the holidays, the sponsors like showing off certain spotlight things, and we tend to do a lot more towards that at the end of the year. So good stuff, more stuff to come. Again, congratulations to Victoria Davis for winning that fantastic prize. I want to keep it, but I can't. It's a prize.
Oh my gosh, it's
neat. Good stuff. So we hope you enjoyed the show, folks. We'll see you out on the trails. Have a great one this week. If you're coming down to Rome, Georgia, we look forward to seeing you there at the mega event. Have fun. I got to finish this show so I can get some sleep so we can get on the road. Great stuff. Let's move on. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com. Visit us through our social media links, or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519, or use our website Send Voicemail tab. The GeoSnippits Reboot is a HeadHardHat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. This show is copyright 2014 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. And clear. Well, folks, thank you so much. We really appreciate you stopping on by. We had a great time tonight. Hope you learned a lot about glues, and check that out. Again, all the links for everything that we talked about tonight is going to be in our show notes. So go to geosnippetsreboot.com, and that's where we have our special website just for our podcast. And check out the show notes and get all the information you need from there, because there are some really good glues for specific material combinations for you to use for your geocaching adventures. Have a great one. We're going to end the broadcast now. And again, we look forward to seeing everybody in Rome, Georgia. Have a great one, folks. We'll see you next week. Have lots more of information, probably at least another vlog. Have a great one. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.